Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to High Media TV. I'm your host, Evan from High Media TV, and welcome back to High Media Headlines for today, Wednesday, July the 22nd, 2026. So, for those who are unaware, there was a EU court case going on in which the and it's all around, weirdly enough, the diary of Anne Frank. The Anne Frank Fund, which holds rights to parts of the historical manuscripts written by Anne Frank, and fights to stop anti-Semitism and things and stuff worldwide, was trying to basically ban VPNs because certain European Union member states, like Belgium, had those manuscripts in the public domain. And basically, a result of this is, thankfully, the EU said these are viable, like, important tools that with legitimate use, and they could fuck off, which is a good thing. Now, I want to be very clear that in the digital age, one of the, you know, one of the three critical parts of, like, keeping yourself anonymous and safe from, um, right-wing governments and governments that are, like, would want to stop you from saying certain types of speech or looking up certain things, is VPNs, along with, you know, using, a Tor network, things of that nature, and not and making sure that your device is not stopgap, but, like, just doesn't have any, like, none of this was, like, set up, um, while connected to public internet. It's like multiple aspects of safety, and it's a critical part of that. It allows you to obfuscate your IP to a degree, which is not going to keep you completely safe, but it's a big part of it. And, the EU doing that, especially as a lot of Europe's democracies are backsliding into authoritarianism, similar to America, this is something that'll at least help keep people somewhat safer. Um, I just find it very funny that an organization whose entire legacy was, you know, leveraging, this overwhelming tragedy of this young girl, Anne Frank, and the stain upon humanity's history that was, like, the German Holocaust, treating VPNs like this. It's needless to say, it is quite goofy. That being said, you know, it could be worse. Like, yeah, I don't fucking know. People, like, the level of audacity that people of a certain generation have in terms of not being forward thinking whatsoever because of their own internal selfishness is absurd, but that's neither here nor there. Regardless, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to this episode of High Media Headlines for today, July 22nd, 2026. We appreciate your time and your listenership. If you like this episode, join our Discord. Um, we got an awesome community, and we would love to have you be a part of it. Otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to High Media TV. I have been your host, Evan from High Media TV, and I will see you guys next time.